What a way to start the night. What an incredible knockout that was. And now we've got a special treat for you here. Ladies and gentlemen, this time, please welcome into the cage the CFFC legend, the UFC legend, Anthony Lionheart Smith. Anthony, an absolute pleasure to see you as always, of course. And obviously recently retired from an incredible career, and you've had a lot of fantastic send-offs as of late. But how cool is it to see that championship banner hanging up in the rafters once again? I'm obviously a former CFFC middleweight champion before working your way all the way up to the highest levels of the sport in the UFC.
Yeah, man, look how young I used to look. I was like, I had hair. Look at that. No, man, I'm super happy to come back here and hang out and watch these guys fight and chase their dreams. The CFFC was a huge springboard for my last run that ultimately got me signed back to the UFC and then ran on to a title shot. So it's growing so quickly. When I walked out, there's so many people here, it's crazy.
It's a pleasure to have you back for sure, man. And what you accomplished in your career, and I know you said it, you're like, look, I wasn't the most gifted guy, I wasn't necessarily the greatest athlete, but I just worked my ass off. And because of that, I got to fight for a UFC title and establish a legendary career. As you look back, what do you reflect on what you accomplished and what all you did mean to you?
You know, this sport, it gave me a meaning in life. It gave me an avenue to support my family. My wife and kids are actually coming here tonight. You know, it's given me the opportunity to give them a life that I wouldn't have been able to do otherwise. And I hope that people can look and say, maybe you're not the most gifted athlete, maybe you're not the best striker, maybe you're not the best wrestler, but if you just work your goddamn ass off and continue to push, you can do anything you want. You truly can. I didn't graduate high school, and now I stand up on ESPN and pretend like I know what I'm talking about, man. As long as you just keep pushing, you can do whatever you want.
It's a great message to these CFFC athletes that are all trying to chase the dream that you accomplished. Anthony, it's great to have you here tonight, but you're not just here as a special guest. You got some work to do, right? You're gonna be in the corner tonight. That banner right next to you is your teammate, Blaine Richards. You're coaching him tonight. Preview what we see in our co-main event, a rematch of an incredible fight.
Listen, these are two of the best welterweights that aren't signed to the UFC. So whether you're into either one of these guys or not, these are two high-level guys that are fighting for an opportunity to fight in the big show. So I think that everyone here is really lucky to get to see two of these gifted athletes fight here. No matter what, they're both going to end up in the big show. But one of them is going to go quicker than the other. Of course, you know, my guy Blaine, I think, is going to be the one. But I'm excited to see two high-level guys really get after it.
Well, Anthony, we were honored to have you compete in the CFFC cage. It's been amazing to see what you've accomplished in your career. I still remember meeting you in that airport bar years ago, and you got it done, man. Amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up one more time. Anthony Lionheart Smith.
And that's Anthony Lionheart Smith. I have the great pleasure of working with him as often as I can, whether that is on that ESPN desk or doing radio shows with him. But you got to have a lot of respect for a guy like that who has worked his way into the UFC on two separate occasions. And one of them was coming back here to the CFFC, winning this title here, and then getting himself back to the title and getting himself back to the UFC. And here he is, Anthony Smith. That boy had that dog in him. Look at him with hair, like he said. Just young and scrappy. Look at that elbow over the top. Just relentless pressure. You know, if there's one thing that you can say about Anthony Smith is he was a true road warrior. And look at his face, just the intensity that Anthony Smith brought to any cage that he fought in.
It's so funny, I was referencing meeting him in an airport bar. When I did, he came up and told me, he's like, John Morgan, you're gonna cover me in the UFC one day. And I was like, that's amazing, this guy seems good. He had a losing record at the time. He was on a losing streak.
Are you serious?
I'm like, sure enough, he made it, man.
He made it.